Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 28th of August 2023 and I'm making this video before the market opens here at the US market so that this video's prediction is still valid. As usual, I'll be making my weekly prediction for SPY. I'll be going over to the Excel sheet showing the project that I've been doing with the hypothetical $100,000 capital, and then I'll be giving the actual prediction, and as usual I'll be going over the requirements for a trade to be entered for the week. But we'll go over the monthly, weekly, and daily chart before arriving to this prediction and looking at the option chain to see the market's direction. As usual, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information in this video is completely educational, and taking trades based solely off of this information is unadvisable because markets are subject to risk and you can result in hefty losses if unadvised positions are taken. So, as usual, we will start the video now. We'll go with monthly charts as we can't predict on the current month, which is August. We have to wait for it to end before making a prediction on the current month, but we can predict the previous month's movement. As we can see, it's been steadily going up. However, as for the current month, it looks to be a very strong downwards month. Actually, so interesting is this candle pattern formation here. We can see we had a strong green candle, and then this red candle closes at almost around the same area of the open of the previous candle. So now this is a very, very strong bearish signal because it just shows that the price levels that the market were just not accepted by traders, and it was pushed down to the open of the previous candle. Now this is a very strong bearish indicator. However, we have to wait for the month to end before being able to make any predictions off of this month. So now let's head over to the weekly charts where you can see the price action in a little bit more detail. As you can see here, I've drawn the channel here. Of course, it looks crooked because this was made in the daily charts, but it's basically a channel representing the past 4 or 5 weeks of price action. And we have a very interesting candlestick pattern here, which is the inside bar. We can see that the body is completely engulfed within the mother candle, and we can see that the high and the low are lower than the high and low, and higher than the low and lower than the high of the mother candle. Now this candle clearly shows market indecision since it wasn't able to make a directional move the whole week. So as usual, the way to trade this candle is to wait for the breakout of the mother candle's high or low before taking a position, since this candle clearly shows that the market does not have a direction yet. So the way to go is to wait for the high of this candle, which is 448.11, and the low of 433.01 to be broken in either direction before taking a trade and going in the direction which the market breaks in. We can also see that the 3 weeks of downwards price movement were accompanied by a break from the RSI into its average from above downwards, which again is another bearish signal which currently is supporting the price action that we see on the weekly charts. Finally, let's head over to the daily charts and then recap the technical analysis part of this week. We can see the channel now in a lot more detail, which is now completely straight since it was drawn on the daily chart. We can see that there has been a lot of up and down motion. It did break up, but then come back down into the channel. But again, currently we are above the channel, which in itself would be a strong bullish signal. However, we can clearly see that the big red bearish candle did break the trend line as well. However, the next candle was green, and we clearly saw from the weekly charts that the market is in an indecision phase. So we need to be extra careful this week with the predictions. As also, if we look at the RSI, we can see that it's oscillating and the average is currently going downwards. However, the price movement is starting to tilt upwards a little bit. So what do we make out of this price movement? Here we can clearly see that the market is erratic, so we do need a strong support and resistance level, which, as aforementioned, was the high and low of the mother candle, which need to be broken before taking a directional trade. So that's almost around the same areas as around this resistance and this support here, although a little bit different. So this is the technical analysis part of the SPY's prediction, and now we'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll go over the final written prediction, and I'll outline the requirements needed for a trade and go over the option changes to see if we can get any signals from there as well. Alright, see you in the Excel sheet. So here we are in the Excel sheet for project 1, which is the project I've been doing for a while with the hypothetical capital of $100,000, where we have weekly prediction around every week, and we go over a buy or sell if a trade is triggered, and then the profit and loss. So for this week, we can see that we have a no trade yet. We wait for the mother candles breakout and buy when it crosses the high at 448.11, sell when it falls below the low at 433.01 with a target of 1% with a trailing stop loss. If the target or stop loss is not hit, then we take the closing price on Friday. The max OI for the monthly expiry is 460 for the CE at 80,427 and 400 for PE at 181,505, and the resulting monthly PCR is 2.47. The max OI for the weekly expiry is 450 for the CE at 19,126 and 400 for the PE at 83,299. And the weekly PCR is also 2.98. Both very, very high values, currently showing strong bullish conviction. But if we also have to take into account a few more things. If we look at the monthly expiry, we can see that the CE and PE max OI are very spread out, around 60 points. However, the people rooting for an upwards move above 400 are significantly more than the ones who think that it's going to stay below 460. So from this, we can determine that the options market clearly shows a bullish favor, and even more specifically that the market is going to stay above 400. Now, the spot price is currently significantly above 400, but it is closer to 460. So it will be interesting to see what happens. So that is a level to note. If the market does hit around 460, then we can see a momentary or a long-term bullish, bearish reversal or continuation. And for the weekly expiry, we did cover the OIs. Finally, the price action is a downward channel that I showed in the video. The weekly trend currently is down, but the monthly trend is still up since we can't predict on the current month. And as usual, if there is a trade that is triggered for this week's requirements, I will note it down here and we will cover it in next week's video. And on that note, I would like to conclude this video, and I will see you next week where I do the review and next week's prediction for SPY. And I'll see you on the 1st of next month. And see you next video. Thanks for watching.